Clean the bearing?
Condition the bearing.
You gonna clean it first?
So the best way to start the conditioning of your bearing is what? We're gonna clean the bearing. You say clean the bearing. Well, what do I need to clean the bearing for? Well, what's gonna happen to a bearing over time is it's gonna actually build up some sludge and residue, and all the oil that's in it's gonna get old, kind of like any kind of oil that's in any kind of machine. So it's gonna get a little bit used, gonna get a little bit grungy, get a little sticky. So what you're gonna do is you're going to take any kind of solvent. Ideally, what you're probably going to have is paint thinner at home. And it's probably the best solvent you could use to break down all the grime and grit that's inside of your bearing. Don't use a Godiva chocolate box. It's not sealed and it will leak. I can guarantee that.
Hey, don't use that.
Do not use that. And don't use any kind of plastic cup. Ideally, maybe what we should do, Ray, is take the lid of that paint thinner.
You know what's best is a baby jar. Let me find a baby jar. Let me find a container. Keep talking. I'll do the bearing cleaning. Go. Grab yourself a container with a lid. It can be plastic because we're only using paint thinner, which is a pretty mild solvent. So grab yourself a little bit of paint thinner. Don't do something crazy like you don't need a gallon of this stuff. You just need a couple of drops, like quarter teaspoon or something.
If you're not allowed to be playing with solvents, maybe you should talk to your mom or your dad and see if somebody can help you with that. Probably not a good idea to just go through your dad's stuff or your mom's stuff and start using things that you don't understand. Make sure you always read the labels on things like that so you know how to properly handle it. So.
Yeah, don't be busting in the old man's garage and then going through all this.
No. Ask your dad. I'm sure he'll be happy to see that you're using his tools, as long as you're doing it properly. So, err on the side of caution first, okay, guys?
Okay, so you want to take your bearing, you put it in the solvent. Everybody's happy. Get the lid on here, and you just want to give it a nice little shake back. You want to make sure your container is 100% sealable. You don't want the stuff flying out everywhere.
Like, look, don't let it do what it's doing there.
Yeah. Where? Right? Pass me a rag over there. There we go. You stick it on there. Now the best thing to do is just let this guy air dry for a little bit.
If you've got compressed air, does that work?
Yeah, you can blow a little compressed air.
Should we, or should we just... There you go. There's a little compressed air for you.
There's a little compressed air for you.
A lot of compressed air in there. Just so you know.
Alright, then you're going to take this guy and you can theoretically put it back in there. But before you do that, you want to use the old Gorillious Lubricus. Now, we get these emails all the time. How much of this stuff am I supposed to be using?
How do I use this stuff?
So, let me tell you. Everybody uses way too much. This little bottle, if this doesn't last you a lifetime, I don't know what you're doing with it.
Don't eat it, though.
Don't eat it.
Just whatever you do, do not eat it.
Okay, so inside this bottle, you got a handy-dandy little brush. We're the only guys that do that. And why do we do that? Because guess what? A drop is too much. From any lubricant you put on there, a drop is too much. It's just the tiniest of bearings. So you want to dip it in there. You want to clean off the end of it. You grab your bearing. This is already too much on here again. See that on there? There's almost nothing on there. And you just want to tap, 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 tap. Spin it over. Tap on this side, tap on this side. That's it. It's done.
Too much and you're going to turn your bearing into a responsive bearing.
Yeah, so if you're just learning, put a little bit more in there, put a half a drop in there, and all of a sudden it's responsive and you're good to go. Just remember, with the Gorillious Lubricus, this stuff has a break-in time. It's about 20 solid minutes of playing. It'll ease it up on you and be a little more unresponsive.